7.1 Lifestyle Factors. The definition of health is someone being free from illness or injury and having a good physical and mental condition. There are 5 different lifestyle factors that can affect someone's health that I'm going to talk through now. Alcohol being the first one. Alcohol is classed as a type of drug but is also a depressant, therefore meaning it slows down vital functions of the body. Alcohol can lead to intoxication, raising an individual's blood alcohol content with each drink they have. It is believed that if you are having more than one alcoholic drink a day, that is too much and can lead to risks developing. The short-term effects of alcohol can range from slurred speech and unsteady movement to passing out or vomiting, with lots more different effects depending on how much is taken. The long-term effect of alcohol is high blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, liver cirrhosis, and even cancer can be a possibility, where alcohol increases your risk of developing over 16 diseases including alcohol dependence and stroke, where these are a lot more severe than the short-term effects. Alcohol can also have an effect on your body, such as damage to the nervous system, brain, pancreas, and liver. The effects to your liver are very severe, as it interrupts the role of where it processes harmful substances out of your body. The alcohol interferes with this process, and the harmful substances aren't being removed and will start to deteriorate the liver. The brain is affected from the ethanol in the alcohol blocks the chemical signals from the brain, meaning that some information isn't sent from the brain to the body, which can lead to impulsive behavior. The way it affects your body is due to the fact that the molecules are small enough to pass through the gaps in between the brain cells, where the ethanol then interferes with the neurotransmitter within the brain, which impairs all the functions that the brain would normally perform. There are a variety of reasons into why people consume alcohol, with a very common way being at party or social events. This is done so people feel euphoric and less anxious. People do this as they feel they are social at these events and enjoy themselves more from the pleasant effect that they have that makes people carry on drinking at these events. This can also massively apply for shy people, as they feel they are a lot more out there and social at big events or things like first dates, where they feel this helps them in certain situations. You can also find people at parties that they drink from peer pressure, where this normally occurs for people at a younger age that have never drank before. This would be from people that drink what want their mates to drink as well as them and try to convince them to. So people want to fit in and do, where they find if they enjoy it or not, and can be a start to their drinking days. People also drink alcohol as a stress relief, as it has anti-lytic properties, which is anti-anxiety, meaning it can inhibit anxiety or the feeling of stress. This is why some people will have a drink at the end of the day, especially if it's been a stressful day, as they feel it helps them. As well as this, the main reason is down to addiction, which is in 2 different forms of physical allergy and a mental obsession. The physical allergy, where people, mostly alcoholics, will drink more than needed, as they lose control of their liquor consumption once they start drinking. This is down to the first drink starting a crave for more alcohol, leading to a spree, which will occur most times they drink. The mental obsession is a bit different, as alcoholics will get trapped in the cycle of addiction, as they believe that they need to drink most days to help them sleep or feeling better. This then leads to them drinking most days as they feel that it is required, which leads to them becoming alcoholics as they rely on it. Alcohol can affect males and females differently as well. Males are affected by alcohol less than women are, and this is because alcohol is stored within the body of the and of the, of the body waters of the body, not body fat. And because women have more body fat, that means that they have less body water, which means that when the alcohol is consumed, it is in a much more concentrated area and therefore they are affected worse by it. Overall, women are more prone to the effects of alcohol, which is mainly due to the body composition differences between men and women, such as body water content. Also because women are typically smaller and it means that they have a lower blood volume and therefore it circulates around the body much quicker than the alcohol in a man's body and therefore they will feel the effects a lot quicker. Males typically are larger and the alcohol takes longer to circulate through the body and therefore it will not affect men as quickly as it does. Statistical evidence that I found for alcohol was in England in 2017 there were 7,697 alcoholic-specific deaths. Cirrhosis deaths increased by 57% from the year 2000 to 2015. Alcohol, as I said, is a depressant, and drinking lots can harm your brain and lead to depression. And if you drink too much one time, you're more likely to make bad decisions or act impulsive if you are feeling down beforehand. It is believed that abstinence from alcohol increases the risk of anxiety for 22.3% in the study and for depression by 30%. And this study was done on just below 40,000 people. Smoking is the next one. With smoking, there are many health risks that come with it. Smoking is inhaling smoke from either a cigarette or e-cigarette. It is highly addictive, especially with the more you do it and the harder it gets to get out of it due to the nicotine in it, as it releases a chemical called dopamine in the brain and gives it a feeling of relaxation. There are other chemicals in cigarettes as well as nicotine and all do different things to the person smoking, such as things like arsenic, ammonium, acetone, tar, and plenty more, which are all very bad for humans for different reasons for their health. There are short and long-term effects of smoking, with these effects being in different parts of the body. First, it affects your circulation in your body from the tar entering your blood, which makes it thicker, increasing chances of clot formation. It also increases your blood pressure and heart rate, so your heart is having to work harder and narrows your arteries, reducing the amount of oxygen-rich blood circulating to your organs. The heart is also damaged from smoking, increasing the risk of conditions such as coronary heart disease, heart attack, stroke, peripheral vascular diseases, and cerebrovascular. Carbon monoxide from the smoke and nicotine both put a strain on the heart by making it work faster. Furring of the arteries can also occur from other chemicals in the cigarettes as they damage the lining of your coronary arteries. There are also effects on your stomach where it increases your chance of getting stomach cancer or ulcers. The muscle that controls your lower end of your gullet, oesophagus, can be weakened, leading to acids from the stomach to travel in the wrong direction back up to your gullet. Smoking is a significant risk factor for developing kidney cancer, with the amount smoked depending on how high the risk is. The oxygen is reduced that gets to your skin and ages more the more you smoke, where the toxins in your body also cause cellulite. From the aging, this can lead to facial wrinkling. Smoking gives you a sallow yellow-grey complexion and hollow cheeks, which can cause you to look gaunt. Smoking can also cause for your bones to become weak and brittle. This especially stands for people as they are more prone to this. Effects on your brain as well, where you are more likely to have a stroke by 50%, and also from smoking doubles the risk of the outcome from the smoke of being deaf. Smoking can also cause for fatal diseases in your lungs, such as pneumonia, emphysema, and lung cancer. You can also develop coughs, cold, wheezing, and asthma. Smoking can cause for unattractive problems as well, such as bad breath, stained teeth, gum diseases, and as well damage your sense of smell. You can also develop cancer in your lips, tongue, throat, voice box, and gullet. For males, it can cause male impotence as it damages the blood vessels and supply to the peni, and also harms sperm and reduce sperm count. For females, smoking can reduce fertility. For smoking, some more statistical evidence that I've found that smoking causes 90% or 9 out of 10 lung cancer deaths, and more women die from lung cancer than breast cancer each year. Smoking causes 80% or 8 out of 10 of all deaths from chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. It is estimated that around 1,007 people died from smoking in the UK every year. Stress is a mental or emotional strain or tension from the adverse or demanding circumstances. It will normally occur as a reaction to mental or emotional pressure, and it is often related to feeling like you're losing control over something. However, there can be no obvious cause. When you are feeling anxious or scared, your body releases stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. Stress can occur from many different situations like grieving, family, work, money, moving house, illness, emotion problems, and so on. It just depends on what occurs in the people's lives. Researchers have found that it is suspected that someone being the stressed personality can lead to a higher risk of high blood pressure. Stress can directly increase heart rate and blood flow and causes the release of cholesterol and triglycerides into the bloodstream. It can also worsen asthma and is believed that a pregnant woman can cause the chance of asthma to their unborn due to stress. Stress can worsen diabetes and obesity as stress can cause for people to eat more and eat luxury foods to make them feel better, which can lead to a poor diet and increase in weight and also worsen diabetes from the poor diet. Diabetes can also occur due to stress raising the glucose levels of people with type 2 diabetes directly. Stress can cause headaches and is one of the most common triggers for them with migraines as well. Depression and anxiety can also occur or worsen from high stress levels, with chronic stress being linked to them. Surveys have shown that people with work stress from demanding for work, these people have around 8% higher risk of developing depression than people without stress. Stress can also lead
I can't help with that yet.
Stress can also lead people into smoking or very commonly for people that quit smoking to get back into it easily, which leads on to all the health risks smoking brings when consumed. Hypertension can also be caused from the repeated blood pressure elevations as well as by the stimulation of the nervous system to produce large amounts of vasoconstricting hormones that increase blood pressure. It doesn't have a direct cause to hypertension, but can be involved in the development and makes it a high risk. Due to the increased blood pressure, this is what develops the risk of strokes, as a stroke is a response to when someone suffers to chronic stress from the stress increasing blood pressure. Feeling stress all the time can raise your risk of heart attack. Coronary heart disease is the health risk that is associated with stress, where stress can develop it but not cause it. This comes from the bad habits like smoking, eating unhealthily, drinking more alcohol, which are all actions that can increase the risk of coronary heart disease. Stress can increase your risk of angina as stress causes for surges of hormones produced when stressed, narrowing your arteries, which leads to worsening angina. Angina is a pain or constricting feeling in the center of your chest from a lack of oxygenated blood to the heart, which can occur from stress. When the stomach acid environment changes or becomes too acidic, a person may develop symptoms of an ulcer. In people under severe psychological stress, ulcers may result from the changes in the body's pH.